Well, Maleficent's coming out tomorrow, though. For some reason, every theater is having showings of it today at like 7 or something. But regardless, it's time for me to do another My Thoughts Going Into video. This one, of course, is for Maleficent. First, I want to just give you some background on Disney. More specifically, live action. I was going to say what my thoughts were on Sleeping Beauty, but unfortunately, I haven't gotten around to seeing it. For reason, I mean, I've seen it, but what I meant was rewatching it for the sake of just saying what my thoughts were on the original before going into the new one. But yeah, haven't gotten around to watching it. I've been busy. Plus, I don't really have that much of interest in seeing it for reasons I'll get into later. But I figured I might as well just explain how I think the movie's going to turn out, what I think of it, and why I'm not going to go see it. Which, first off, let me just say what my thoughts were on the last live-action Disney movie, based on a classic Disney movie, Alice in Wonderland. I was pumped for it. I thought it looked really cool, and ultimately it was kind of disappointing. I just found it mediocre. I thought the plot was generic. Visually, it looked great, but it lost me towards the end. I thought the battle, the whole climax was stupid. It was just a straight-up good guys, bad guys thing. All of a sudden, Alice is an action hero, and she's, like, slicing guys. She's kills some dumb, generic dragon thing. And then we have the Mad Hatter breakdancing. So suffice to say, I was not too big on the movie. And this movie looks more the same. It looks like a mad generic film with some nice visual effects. And I've already seen the reviews, and it's getting mixed reviews, which confirms my suspicions. Now, there are some things I'm looking forward to in the movie. Angelina Jolie, I have no doubt, will be great as Maleficent. From what I've seen of her in the trailer, she looks like she's owning the role. Also, I love the Once Upon a Dream, the trailer where Maleficent sings Once Upon a Dream. I really hope that's in the movie. And also, since this film is basically Maleficent's story, I really hope we get an interesting backstory behind her, and we get a sympathetic villain. Paul Dini, I think, was working on the movie at one point. He dropped out, which was unfortunate, which is a shame, because he's really good at creating sympathetic villains. And I really hope that Maleficent has a really interesting backstory that the trailers aren't... Well, one of the trailers looks like it gave it away, but I really hope that there's some really touching stuff that the film is that are being saved for the film. There's a lot of stuff here that turns me off. For one thing, this whole movie just feels like a giant cash grab. Making a live-action movie about one of the most iconic Disney villains, it just seems like a way of getting money away on cashing in. The success had with Alice in Wonderland, I mean, as shown by the fact that they already have plans for other live-action Disney movies like Cinderella and a sequel to Alice in Wonderland. Not looking forward to that. There's some good visual effects, but I feel like there's going to be a little too much CGI for my taste. Good visuals like Alice in Wonderland, but a little excessive. Another thing that concerns me is that this is the same writer who wrote Alice in Wonderland, and the director is new. This is their first time directing, and most of the time they've done visual effects. So I feel like we're going to get a movie that has a lot of style and great visuals, but very little substance. And lastly, the most recent trailer I saw, the one I saw before Captain America: The Winter Soldier, I think it practically gave the entire movie away. It gave away Maleficent's backstory. It gave away the climax. It gave away what she looks like as a dragon. Stuff that should be saved for the movie, but I digress. Financially, I think the film's going to do fine. Alice in Wonderland did well, so obviously there's a huge interest in seeing live-action Disney movies, and seeing as how most people generally liked Alice in Wonderland, that odds are this film is set to do well. A lot of people love Maleficent. A lot of people are Disney fans. A lot of people are pumped for this movie and want to go see it. I know a bunch of people are looking forward to it. There's lots of little kids who probably are seeing it. And it's, from what I hear, it's a family film, and so I have no doubt this film will do well at the box office. What could hold it back, though, is A Million Ways to Die in the West that's coming out this weekend, but these films are geared towards two different audiences, and I doubt A Million Ways to Die in the West will pose a threat to Maleficent. In fact, if anything, Maleficent will do better than A Million Ways to Die in the West because there's a bit wider appeal. Although I will be very surprised Million Ways to Die in the West will tank Maleficent, but we'll talk about that when I do my thoughts going into Million Ways to Die in the West. It could lose money to X-Men though, because it came out last weekend. It's getting pretty good reviews from what I hear, so it could lose money to that. But I have no doubt it'll do fine. It'll do pretty well really well financially. I mean, unless it's getting a really bad word of mouth and it just stops making money after it does really poor. There's a huge drop after its opening weekend, but I doubt it. Disney seems really confident in their live-action Disney movies. Will I go see it? Eventually, I'll check it out. I'm in no rush to see it. I mean, it doesn't look that interesting. And A Million Ways to Die in the West is coming out this weekend, and I want to see that. That looks pretty good, as I'll talk about in a bit when I do my thoughts going into A Million Ways to Die in the West. Also, I still want to see X-Men, and honestly, I don't want to waste time seeing a movie I have no interest in seeing. I will see it eventually, I just don't feel like I need to go out and see this right now. I mean, I might have been convinced if this film was getting, like, really good reviews, but seeing as how it's getting really mixed reviews, I really don't feel like I need to rush out and see it. Yeah, so those are my thoughts going into Maleficent. Please leave your thoughts going into it below. Are you excited for this movie? Are you going to be going to see it tonight or at midnight? Or are you like me? It's like A Million Ways to Die in the West all the way, or just screw Maleficent altogether. Please comment and let me know. This is JStar60 signing out, and please stay tuned as later today I will be doing a video of my thoughts going into A Million Ways to Die in the West, which I'm looking forward to more so than Maleficent. See you then.